I don't know why we're worrying about WWE because everything's going to be all right when CM Punk debuts.
I was about to make that exact comment.
Series. So.
I held off on this long to talk about CM Punk here, lads, as we have had some news over the last couple of days, as we were told that last week CM Punk is in talks with WWE, only for this week for Sean Ross Sapp to say CM Punk is not in talks with WWE and has never been in talks with WWE, only for Dave Meltzer today I think it was overnight on Wrestling Observer Radio, report that WWE have decided not to hire CM Punk, and this is the based on whispers I've heard. Go to our Discord if you want to hear more. That I'm not confident enough to report as news, but I would back Dave's version of the story here, that it's like Meltzer said, JP, like if you really think that there wasn't at least a conversation, that there isn't at least a consideration to bringing in Punk, and even if that consideration is fuck no, the conversation took place. Like, I've got every confidence it absolutely did. But yeah, the latest headline we've got on it from Meltzer is that the quote is, they turned him down. The decision was a no. He wanted to go there, and the decision was a no. I mean, it can always change, and it was brought up to me that no such thing as no forever when it comes to the WWE, but it's no for now. I don't know if this is direct report, but Dave says it's Vince's decision. Vince, Nick Khan, and Paul Levesque, and obviously they decided that the negatives outweighed the positives. I think that's more Meltzer conjecture than it is him reporting that as fact. Do you buy it? Am I too much of a CM Punk truther to get to the heart of this matter? Because I still think it's at work and he's coming in. I'm turning into Gareth here. Everything's at work, and Punk is going to debut at the Survivor Series still. You can't prove otherwise to me. Am I sounding like a crazed CM Punk fanboy, JP? Or do you think? I mean, to be fair, it would be the smart decision in a lot of ways to be like, probably not worth the trouble. And if that story is true and it's not, some kind of, trying to keep the story quiet situation, kind of embarrassing for Punk. Like Meltzer actually added as well that apparently there was overtures from Fox trying to get Punk in when he was back doing that talk show with Ryan Satin and all that lot. Then there was overtures apparently from Punk during the time he was injured at AEW to get into WWE, and they were not interested. And now apparently this is the third attempt to get in, and WWE are saying no again. Where does the truth lie, JP? What you think on this one?
So I think he will end up there. I just don't think it'll be a Survivor Series, at this point. That's what I kind of think with this. But I think at some point he will end up there. I think enough time goes by and they think, do you know what? We can get some use and some kind of value out of him. But I think at the moment, as we've kind of said, they're on they've been on an upward trajectory for 2023 for the most part, just in terms of business and creative. Them, it's as good as it's been for the last sort of few years. That's damning with faint praise, in case anyone's not quite getting that. So I think for them, it's like, why bring him in? And Roman doesn't like him. I think that's the key thing here is that
Roman's mates don't like him.
No, and it's the sway that kind of carries. He didn't want him in the Shield, did he? That was the
purely
the thing about
Chris Hero.
Chris Hero. Oh, what a world we live in now.
Mate.
Chris Hero, the tribal chief.
I want to live in that world. Sounds great.
I want to see that fucking storyline. I won't lie. I'll be all over that shit. That sounds wild. Him as tribal chief. I can get on board with that as well. But I think that's the issue. I think there is a value in bringing him in if you're going to bring him in kind of short term, but he'd have to absolutely be playing fucking ball, and he couldn't be Dickhead Phil, which let's face it, it doesn't take much for Dickhead Phil to come out. It really doesn't. And he'll remember he's working within that system. It's where do I think I actually think he'll end up in New Japan, weirdly. I could see that happening kind of before WWE. I wouldn't be amazed to see him at the Dome. I'm just putting that out there for shits and giggles as much as anything else, because that could easily be to prove that he can actually play well with others. I think there's an element of perhaps of his own reputation rehab that he might need to think of if he wants to get back into wrestling. It's like, hang on, maybe, just maybe, I shouldn't act like a prick for a bit. I should maybe behave myself. Just sort of throwing that out there. I want to believe this is part of some massive elaborate work, but this is not the way they've been doing business for a while. And they'll probably have looked at those ratings and thought, He's not that much of a difference maker. Why would we pay it? Why would we get the grief with our own kind of core locker room, which has pretty much got itself in charge, and be much happier that there's no fucking Vince McMahon running around the place as well. So yeah, to link it back, I know I was going to make a bad joke there, but I'm actually going to think twice on that, which is a good thing. So yeah, I think he is like they've got things steady there at the moment. Why bring him in to fucking upset the apple cart?
Yeah, and I can absolutely, as a Punk fan, have I ever wanted, do I want to see him in WWE? No, of course, I want to see him in AW. Like that was the right place for him, and for a lot of reasons, and then turned out to be the wrong place for a lot of other reasons. I'm not getting that. So, as a Punk fan, would I like to see him in WWE? As we said on the weekend show, Matt, I'd enjoy the on-screen content, maybe less than I'd enjoy the fucking shit show that'd be backstage. But if they're wise to that and know that's what comes with Punk, I can't actually argue strongly that it's not, those negatives don't weigh at least in a similar value to the positives that come with the, bringing Punk in, and the, the jolt that might give a Survivor Series, or like the merch that might get shifted, and the minor difference he might make to some numbers here and there. I don't know. I just don't think. It'd be a real shame if this is how it holds, and Punk, the indie hero, made it to WWE and then crashed out, got a second chance with AEW, and then crashed out of there. That's not how he wants the story to end. Like, and it would be a sad place for it to end. WWE don't want you back. Tony Khan doesn't want you back on AEW, and you're just done. I mean, I'd take a Japan run. I'd take a New Japan run.
Impact, but I don't know. Would he not do nothing like that?
I doubt it. It seems like from everything you hear from the quote-unquote Punk camp, he's still in shape. He's getting in better ring shape, and he wants to wrestle again, which again adds to my conspiracy theory that there's a part of me that still thinks he'll land in WWE. But if not, I don't know what the answer is. Another run in UFC? Probably not. Another
he's got the commentary gig though, I mean, he's all right with that.
Yeah, he'll do commentary and stuff. I just
low-level commentary. Yeah. It's not like it's PFL.
No, there's that. But I think Prideful Man who doesn't want to walk away and leave things as they are. He did walk away once. He did. 6 months after he left WWE, we were still talking about it, going, oh, maybe he's going to come back. Oh, the Rumble, Mania's coming up, and then SummerSlam's coming up, and then the Rumble's coming up. Oh, surely, everyone mends fences. Look at the Ultimate Warrior, all of this. And then it never happened. It would also be very, very CM Punk for it not to happen. But yeah, I think that's kind of where I am. I want it to happen, but maybe that's just the Punk fan.
But as Will's saying, Ben, do you think that's not an option, that he could actually come back to AEW? Is that way off the table?
It feels impossible now.
Yeah.
3 years, and they're doing if 600,000 becomes a normal rating, then we might have.
If them 2,000 dynamites in the arena turn to 1,000, you might get the call, Benno. You might get the call.
Maybe.